the breeze, the calmness of another beautiful day. I am in my garden, the flowers, the flavours of the earth. Cut! Right, I've had enough. Stresses me out being calm. I like to be a bit, up there with stars and up there with bees flying about, buzzing about. So, we're going to take it real DJ Blackweb style, and I'm going to be doing interviews and conversations and podcasts all about mental health, and we're going to keep it real and we're going to keep it down with kids. And remember, guys, girls, people out there, control is all yours. So now you want another interview about flexible structure, and you've given me 10 minutes notice and my head's just meant to flip into, from doing conga to, I don't know, cha-cha, yeah.
But what would be more reflective of flexible structure than not giving you any prep time?
Well, you've even won that argument. Oh my God. Wow. I just try every week to outdo the psychologist, but it never seems to work because they're in front of me every step. They just love to hate them. But I swear down it does work, it kind of does work. And the Maslow hierarchy of needs does apply to most situations. But the thing people have got to be willing to do is accept the understanding of the inner beast sort of thing, and get to know the psychological platforms in which they have to play with and bounce off and pin together like a jigsaw. And maybe if you have bits missing, I kind of prefer to work off the flexible structure platform, because then there's kind of more leeway, because you're prepared at every angle most of the time for anything. And that's really hard to get your head around, but being disabled, you're almost told when your care can come, told how long they're going to be there, told this, told that. And I'm like, right, I can be really flexible, but is this what I really want in life? Are all my decisions being decided by the government or the care agencies, or tucking up in bed at 10:30 at night just because of the care insurance? And it's just total crap, and it's not very good, And I don't mean crap because I'm ungrateful for the care. I mean crap because it paints and portrays everyone with a weakness or a disability in the same limelight, and it shouldn't be happening, because people's internal networks work differently when it's light and when it's dark, when it's warm, when it's cold. And these are just sensors in which you work off, and your body and your brain is like the seasons of the year. You've got your warm season, your cold season, your light season, your dark season, when flowers grow, when they don't grow. And all these seasons are platforms of survival, I guess. And every platform of survival is labelled as the ozone layer. So for the body to kind of grow and develop properly, you have to look after the neurological system and the brain's platform in which it grows and develops. and through each and every day. You know, we have to be catered for in a certain way, and we have to feed our inhibitions so that the light meets the dark but grows us as a person together. And mentally, we can all become stronger.
An excellent description, thank you, Nikki, of flexible structure. I'm really interested in this idea of flexible structure. But what I wanted to ask you is, it's obviously an interaction or a dialogue with the person themselves and support systems around them. But who brings what to the table? Do both parties bring the flexibility and the structure? Or does one bring the flexibility and the other bring the structure? Or is it different depending on which side you're from? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does.
No.
Of course it does. I believe that each disabled person has their own network of logical agendas in which they can access neurologically, physically, and mentally. So, depending on what they are, the people around them that form the group in which keeps their life flowing has to be so flexible.
Right.
And they all have to play a part, but the part has to be set at maybe different levels for each customer, candidate, patient.
Yeah.
You know, because life, it's not the same for everyone. So
Yeah.
even disabled people should get the chance to have an opinion, choose, be involved.
Yeah.
Even if, like, sometimes I want this bit of this food out my fridge mixing with these herbs. And even if my carers know that it's not going to taste right, I still have to do it with them so that I know it's not going to taste right.
Yeah.
Because it was my idea to try it.
Yeah.
And that's like someone trying something themselves uniquely on their own, physically, mentally, and you know, they own the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, you can go through life kind of having it sugar-coated, or just go through life learning from the mistakes that you make and, like, sowing seeds along the way so that eventually there'll be a nice flower bed.
Yeah.
But from each step you've learned, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is worth throwing in, but the Mental Capacity Act enshrined in law that everyone has got the right to make unwise decisions. For example, mixing herbs with a particular sort of food.
My mum's never told me that.
That's what it's for.
Right,
It's
right.
Unless they haven't got capacity to make that particular decision.
I've got all the capacity I need.
But that was the idea of it, that people
Yeah.
have got the right to make unwise decisions. Or unique decisions that are for them.
So, you want to talk about the Mental Capacity Act? Well, that thing ties disabled people in so many knots. We are constantly judged by people who don't know us and people who only understand us if we do it logically. Life can be lived differently with logic. You don't always have to spell something one way for it to mean the same thing. Like there and there.
Yep.
Once, you know what I mean? That's okay for an example, isn't it?
Mm.
Like, it's the Mental Capacity Act is something which disabled people need alongside the Disability Discrimination Act, but it's something that can be used to put a balaclava on us as well as help us get through life. Because it has a point and a purpose, and unless you fit the able-bodied point and purpose of the act, then it almost becomes discriminatory to the disabled person's abilities. I strongly believe that it's time that the government, gave disabled people more of a chance to work so that they were stimulated and cleansed, physically and mentally, and it would give the disabled person more of a purpose in life.
Yeah.
So that their purpose becomes kind of working, and then the money they earn, no matter how big or how small, goes into their care pack. And stop setting the goals and the targets for us and set the working packs with us.
Right.
So that we can work to our own needs. Because we are people, we breathe, Take off our balaclava of, rules and regulations and start stimulating our needs and our purpose.
Yeah.
And then that'll help with the mental health side of it.
Yeah.
And then carers, the government don't really understand how much carers influence a disabled person's day. And
could you explain?
Oh man, why? Oh God.
No, it's a really good point. I think it's one to be expanded on.
Oh yeah, and I'm getting a cup of coffee and a cheeseburger for this. That's good, isn't it?
No cheeseburger.
Right. I wake up, yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of disabled people wake up and we think, right, today our carer's coming. So what we couldn't do yesterday, we can do more today. Because we got the physical hands or the ability to get to somewhere where we need to be and achieve our goal. And the days we don't have care, sometimes I'll drop things and then I can't pick them up, so then they become a hazard. So you have to kind of have a place in each room where you put them, keep them, whatever, because physically you just can't pick them up. And so when the carer comes, it's right, this needs doing, that needs doing, this needs doing, that needs doing. And we do as much as we can to work the day and put it all into process, but the procedure of it has to be flexible, which also comes back to the flexible structure thing, which kind of gives the disabled person the control aspect as well.
Yeah.
But it all has to be very tightly guided through control of the carers. And the carers kind of have to want and need the disabled person to, progress, survive, or it just becomes more of a job role.
Right. Yeah.
And then that becomes kind of a lonely place.
For who?
For both, I think. For both.
Yeah.
Because they're like stepping on glass and you're trying to like make it as comfortable as they can be.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, you know, because sometimes it's like all you want is a friend, but you know the carer isn't your friend, but they almost have to fulfill that role for that minute.
Yeah.
But then how much of that do they take back to the agency and report on? And obviously I feel really intimidated by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like I was only saying, I was only talking.
Yeah.
So, hey,